How's it going, bros? So your boy recently got Kaguya in Anime Vanguards. I don't have the footage of when I got her since I wasn't recording, but I will be showcasing her and explaining her kit in this video, so let's get to the showcase. BTW, the Kaguya I will be showcasing in this video is not maxed and has only a stat, so the DMG may differ accordingly. So let's get to it now. So on placement she already does around 5k plus damage. Here are the stats. She is a multi-hit with AoE circle, which is kinda insane. Plus, because of her passive, she can teleport to enemies around field and target the enemies that have sneaked past your units. I will explain all of the passives later on. First, upgrade her DMG increase, and so does her range. In the second upgrade again her attack increases by a bit and so does her range. In upgrade 3 she finally unlocks a new move called Spike Hail, where she becomes a cone AoE from line AoE and is still a multi-hit attack. Now for her passives. She has 3 passives: Master of Dimensions, God of Shinobi and Elemental Affinity. Now I will explain what all these passives do. Master of Dimensions. Every time Kaguya swaps into a new domain, she gains plus 20% damage and plus 10% range, but that buff resets if you repeat the same domain in sequence. It rewards you for mastering domain rotation and punishes tunnel vision. God of Shinobi. This passive is pure style and function. If an ally nearby has a meter, Kaguya restores 2% per basic attack, not for swap gauges, just active ones. Plus, she teleports to the nearest viable position when she attacks, creating non-stop motion. And when she enters a domain, she warps straight to the first enemy on the map, no matter where they are. Elemental Affinity. Kaguya mirrors every element present on your team. So if you run water, fire, and blast allies, she counts as all 3. And if the domain she activates matches one of those elements, she gets a plus 50% damage boost while it's active. Team synergy matters. Now in the next upgrade she unlocks a new move called Beast Explosion. After this upgrade she becomes a circle AoE and she still is multi-hit. Now in the next upgrade she unlocks a new move called Elemental Bombs. Now on her final upgrade her damage is increase and so does her range and spa with a DPS of 5219 per second. Wick is pretty good considering she is not maxed and her stats are only a tier only and she does not have a damage boosting trait. Now for her skills. She has 2 skills. First is Domain, where she activates different domains which have their own perks, buff and advantages. I will explain all the domains and how they work shortly, as well as all of the domain combos. Fire Domain. Activating the fire domain gives Kaguya the fire element and burns every enemy on the map for 35% of her damage over 8 seconds. Fire allies deal 30% more damage, so it's your ideal burst start or cleanup rotation. Domain Chain Synergy. If the previous activated dimension was Ice Dimension, it slows all enemies by 50% for 4 seconds. If the previous activated dimension was Sand Dimension, it doubles the stun duration of your next domain. Ice Domain. With Ice Domain, she gains the water element and freezes all enemies for 2 seconds. Water allies spike with a plus 30% damage boost. It's your tempo reset and perfect bridge domain. Domain Chain Synergy. If the previous activated dimension was Fire Dimension, it applies Frostburn, a 10-second dot for 50% of her damage. If the previous activated dimension was Sand Dimension, it increases next domain's buff by 50%. Sand Domain. Sand Domain grants her the blast element and repulses all enemies, excellent for pushing back mobs. Blast allies get plus 30% damage too. Domain Chain Synergy. If the previous activated dimension was Ice Dimension, it buffs allies with plus 30% damage during the domain. If the previous activated dimension was Fire Dimension, it deals instant AoE damage equal to 50% of her base. Now time for the last skill, Beast Explosion, which is Kaguya's nuke. It does 1000% damage to all the enemies on the field. It's kind of like Vanguard Jinru and Igris nuke. Kaguya's nuke can only be used one time in the match and has a global cooldown, so if you are playing with friend after you use it there is a global cooldown, but after the cooldown ends your friend can use it if they have Kaguya, so it's one use per person each match. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe. And that's really about it. See ya.